Coosa River, and we got our boys in the back here. Hi, Bear Bear. Atlas poking his head up. But yeah, we're about 2 hours out right now. So prior to booking our stay at a getaway cabin, I had done quite a bit of research just to see what the deal was. And surprisingly, a lot of the research and reviews were actually quite negative. But I feel like it also really depends on the mindset that you go in it with. And so for us, we were fully going in with the expectation that this was just a time to spend together, to reconnect with each other, reconnect with nature, and just spend quality time all around. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow, we got
I'm so happy. Oh my God.
Yeah, we definitely got blessed.
This is going to be great. Okay, so I just got into our cabin, and this is the kitchen situation. There is a cute little table here. You can buy s'mores and whatnot. And then this view is to die for. It looks right out over the river that's here. But yeah, that's it. What you think, mister? Bear, don't go getting on the bed yet. Come on. Come on. Yeah, Daddy's coming, isn't he? Hi, booger boys. Hi, we're gonna get cozied up in the bed, huh? What you think? Pretty good.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I like what we can see out. Good morning. Welcome to our first full and only full day at the getaway cabin. Yesterday was mostly just to drive in after work, get settled, and then cozy up and watch a movie in bed and play a few games of checkers before falling asleep. But this morning we obviously got to get started with a little bit of coffee or espresso, whatever you want to call it, before making our way outside to enjoy the morning view with the beautiful sound of birds chirping and crickets and all other kind of animals and insects, it seems, before eventually getting on with making our breakfast for the day. There is just something so incredibly peaceful about mornings like this. I wish every morning could be like this, quite frankly. I quite frankly think I would be exaggerating if I said that we couldn't have spent pretty much all day out here. We easily spent the first, I would say, 2 hours of our morning just sitting outside, enjoying the sounds of the birds chirping, reading both of our books, which kind of had a film since it's not typically normal with Sam. Even our boys were just listening to the sound of the birds chirping. There was even a few herons across the river. And you know, if my husband pulls out his camera, it must be worth taking a picture for. Okay, good morning, guys. So we just had our morning coffee out on the Adirondack chairs, and I'm about to make us some waffles, or no, some pancakes and some eggs for breakfast. It's pretty much a weekend tradition of ours that either on Saturday or Sunday we will just sit down and make a nice good old breakfast and not just eat a fried egg, because that's usually what we do. But make something a little bit more intensive, whether that be cinnamon rolls or in this case just the easiest thing was making pancakes. And it's a routine I truly hope we carry into parenthood and just onwards. I think it's so special to have routines and special things like this in your marriage, or quite frankly in any relationship. But anyways, we were wrapping up the end of our breakfast, and obviously for a little bit of protein we did make some eggs on the side. But now we're gonna go head out, eat outside, enjoy the sounds of the birds once again. The weather was amazing since it was earlier July, and thankfully it had been pouring rain the day before when we were driving in, so it had cooled off quite a bit. Pretty much until lunch or so, we had spent the morning just hanging out with each other, reading books, talking about the future and what that might look like, and just current thoughts and goals and so much more. But it was just the most relaxing day and probably the most downtime either of us have ever given ourselves. Especially in the last couple months. It seems like it's been go, go, go since we moved down here to Georgia back in January. And this was probably one of the first times that we had essentially forced ourselves to slow down. And I honestly highly recommend that you do the same as well. Your mind just gets so much clearer. You have just probably the best thoughts that you've had in a long time, or at least the most clear thoughts. So, just take a break. This is what this place is for. Love you. Ooh, someone's having a fire already. Well, I guess if you get lost, you're good. Look at that. That looks delicious.
Yes, it does. Here. Want some?
Yeah, I'm a little bit. Honestly, it's kind of a little spicy as it is.
I know.
That's without any. Okay, so it's about 4:20ish now, and we're gonna get started on making some homemade pasta, like from scratch, mixing up the flour and some eggs, and hoping for the best because we're gonna try to make some homemade tortellini with a red meat sauce. So let's see how this goes. In hindsight, I'm not exactly sure why I thought that we'd be able to get the pasta thin enough to make tortellini and it not be just overly gummy / thick, but you know what? We had fun with it, and that's truly all that matters. Okay guys, it has been a hot minute since we last talked, and since then we have gone for a walk with the boys around some of the nature trails that they have here. I would say they're only about 15 or 20 minutes or so, and maybe about a 5-minute walk personally from the cabin that we're staying in, which is the Makilo cabin. But anyways, went for a walk with the boys, and just something to make sure you're paying attention to is if you are taking your pets with you, it's just that it is tick season in the summer, and a lot of the places out here you're going to find ticks probably year round, so just make sure you do a good sweep of your animals. So we found a few getting ready to latch on our boys. So if you have pets, make sure you take care of them, okay? But otherwise, we have been making some homemade tortellini. They came out slightly thicker than I would have liked them to be, so that's just something that we're still working on, but Overall, the sauce was absolutely amazing. It was a garlic marinara with ricotta mixed in, so it was nice and creamy. And then now, Sam's inside currently taking a nap, I think, with the boys, but I'm outside. I'm gonna probably keep on reading this book that the Getaway Cabin founders wrote called How to Get Away, and essentially it kind of entails as to why they started this company and what they hope that those that visit get out of it, especially that we will take home with us when we go home. But anyways, I'm gonna finish this. Eventually we're gonna have a nice little fire out here and roast some marshmallows, make some s'mores, but until then, I think I'm just gonna sign off and keep reading. So we got the s'mores goodies, and we got a fire starting to go. So we'll see how this goes. What are you doing? Baber's over here like, what you doing? What you doing? Hi, Bugs. Gotta come to Mama, huh? Hi, Bug. Nice. I really thought I could. So much grass. Gets this perfect baby. Come on. Focus on this meadow. Yeah, look at that. Oh, okay. Whatever, I ain't got the patience for this. I want to eat my s'more when I want. So, as our time here at the Getaway Cabin comes to a close, I wanted to say that it is indefinitely worth it, in my opinion, to spend the money and the time to just spend it with your significant other or even by yourself, doing things that you love and that are important to you. And overall, you don't have to go to a getaway cabin to get this experience, but I will say escaping to somewhere that's outside of your norm does make it that much easier to just prioritize whoever's with you or whatever it is that you're going there with the intention of doing, whether that just be internal reflection or just gaining some peace, whatever it may be. Just prioritize yourself in this next couple of months, and I think you'll see a vast difference. It may have only been a 48-hour trip, but truly it made such a difference on our relationship. Goodbye! You boys ready to go home? I know, we're packing up, huh? One last goodbye to the cabin and this beautiful view. Like, come on, look at that. The little books, radio, kitchen set up one last time. I will say, if you're here, I didn't read all of the books, but if you get the chance to, I recommend reading this How to Get Away book. It's really good. I like all the messaging in it.